All right, let's talk about something that can be absolutely terrifying for any business, a Google penalty. Today, we're going to break down exactly what that means and how to recover, using the process from the experts at Dashraj Enterprise as our guide. If your business depends on traffic from Google, you're going to want to stick around for this.
So let's start with that horrible feeling. You wake up, you check your analytics, and your heart just drops. Did your website traffic just vanish? I mean, one minute you're crushing your goals, and the next, your rankings, your leads, even your sales have just fallen off a cliff. It's a really jarring experience, but trust me, understanding what's going on is the first step to getting back on track.
Okay, so let's dig in. The absolute first step in any kind of recovery is diagnosis. We have to figure out what actually happened to your site. And it's so important to know that not all traffic drops are the same. Applying the wrong fix can literally make things 100 times worse.
Now, your traffic loss probably falls into one of two buckets. First, you have a manual action. This is a direct penalty from an actual person at Google. Now, the good news here, if you can call it that, is you'll get a clear warning about it in your Google Search Console. But the other and frankly more common reason is an algorithmic downgrade. And this one is the silent killer. Your traffic just disappears because an automated system, like a big core update, has demoted you and you get absolutely no warning at all.
So what's the plan? Well, I can tell you what the plan isn't. The absolute worst thing you can do is just wait. Hope it gets better on its own. A traffic drop is a massive red flag from Google telling you there's a problem. Doing nothing doesn't just put your recovery on hold, it can actually signal that your site might be abandoned, making the hole you're in even deeper. And that brings us to the big question. Why? Why do websites that were doing great just suddenly lose all their momentum? Well, the truth is, the list of potential problems is incredibly complex. It really does take an expert diagnosis to figure out the exact cause of the damage.
And wow, just look at this. It's a minefield. It could be a huge broad core update that just completely reshuffled the search results. Maybe the helpful content update flagged your pages, or you could have toxic backlinks. Maybe from a competitor. Thin content, duplicate content, getting hit by spam brain, Google's AI spam filter. The key takeaway here is that it's almost never just one simple thing.
Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. This is where we shift gears from diagnosing what went wrong to a methodical, expert-led recovery. This is about moving from panic to a precise, actionable plan.
And this is how it's done. This isn't guesswork. It's a forensic process. So whether you need to recover from a core update by boosting your EEAT signals, that's your experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, or clean up your content, or do a deep dive into toxic backlinks, there's a specific surgical protocol for every single one of these problems.
So, how do you bring order to all of that chaos? You use a clear, structured plan. Dashraj Enterprise lays out a 4-step blueprint that builds confidence by showing you a clear path from diagnosis all the way to recovery. And here's that plan. It all kicks off with step 1, forensic triage. Think of it like digital detectives, matching your traffic drop with known Google updates to find the trigger. Then comes step 2, a deep crawl and toxic audit, where every corner of your site and every link pointing to it is analyzed for weaknesses. Step 3 is all about surgical fixes. This is the cleanup, the content pruning, the restructuring. And finally, step 4, re-indexation and monitoring, where everything gets submitted back to Google and we watch carefully for that traffic to start climbing back up. But does this approach actually work? Well, this quote says it all. A director of marketing for a huge SaaS company said that while other so-called experts told them to just wait it out, this team executed a sprint that saved our quarterly pipeline. And get this, they called them algorithmic snipers. That is some seriously powerful feedback. Now let's look at the hard data. Over 150 manual actions have been successfully cleared. This isn't just about code and algorithms. This is proof of real-world experience dealing directly with Google's human review team and getting those penalties lifted. And on the technical side of things, over 3.2 million toxic links disavowed. That number alone shows you the incredible scale and precision of their backlink audits. It really reinforces that forensic approach we were talking about. But here's the number that really matters, right? The business outcome. An average traffic rebound of over 130% after recovery. See, the goal isn't just to stop the bleeding. It's about fixing old problems and coming out of this whole thing stronger and more authoritative than you were before. So why is this all so urgent? Why does it matter right now? Because a technical SEO problem has very real and very immediate consequences for your company's bottom line.
This slide just says it perfectly. Every single day you wait, you are losing money. You're losing market share to your competitors. And even worse, trying to fix this yourself without the right expertise can actually make the damage much, much deeper, and the recovery that much harder.
So let's bring this all home. It's time to stop playing defense and go on offense. It's time to start your recovery and begin that process of reclaiming the rankings and the revenue that you've worked so incredibly hard to build.
The path forward is actually pretty clear. You let the experts diagnose the true cause of your traffic drop and build a custom recovery roadmap just for you. If your site has been hit, the next step is simple. Request a Google penalty recovery audit. Find out what's really going on with your data, and more importantly, find out what it's going to take to turn that trend line back in the right direction.